Hey guys, guess what? I have a bad hair. It just won't go away. What's up guys, we're back. Today we're gonna be installing hood levers, louvers, louvers, vents, hood vents. We're gonna be installing vents in the hood, and we are gonna be installing the Spiked Performance V2 hood louvers. Oh Lord, as I almost drop them, onto the GLTC Miata. It should be a pretty straightforward install. Spiked Performance provides an amazing step-by-step diagram, but I'm gonna go do a video one for you guys anyways, just in case you want to do this and you're more of a visual learner just like me. So we're gonna start by taking the hood off. You don't have to take the hood off, but let me tell you, it's probably gonna be easier, and it's only 4 bolts, 2 on both sides. So this hood in particular is actually just sitting on there because I was putting together the fender from the crash, just kind of trying to straighten out as much as possible. So it's literally just sitting on there and locked in the front. So we will take it off and we will put it on hood stands and we will get started. So I'm gonna break out the horse saws, or the horse stands, whatever you wanna call them. You can get these at Lowe's. You can honestly just make them at Lowe's. They sell like little clamps, and you can buy some 2x4s and just screw it in for like 30 bucks. I think these were like 30 a piece. Yeah, so we will take the hood off and set it on there. Thankfully, these are aluminum, so you can do it yourself. So if you don't want to watch my video, Spiked Performance supplies this really nice step-by-step instruction. So if you want to pause the video and go ahead and scan this, if you lost it, I doubt you did, because they come with every single one of them, because he's awesome and he knows that we like to have instructions for certain things. So there's that. We're going to be following his instructions, but I'm going to do it visually, that way you guys can see it. And we will basically get these hood levers installed, and we will put it back on, and we will get all the venting for everybody. Okay, so first we're going to start from measuring the corners to the top, 200 millimeters. Now, my tape measure does not have millimeters. 200 millimeter translates roughly to 7 7/8. We'll measure 7 7/8 from the corners. And I'm going to make a little mark here. 7 7/8, which would be right there. And I'm going to go to the other side and measure the same thing right there. Okay, so once you got your 7 7/8 mark, I'm going to take a piece of tape, your basic body tape, I'll show you, painter's tape, whatever you want to use, and connect the dots. Some generic cheap tape, and we're going to place it below the mark. So the mark of 7 7/8 or 200 millimeters will be above the tape. Try to make it as straight as possible because I'm slightly OCD. And the 7/8 or 200 millimeter mark will be right here above the tape line. So from here, we're going to measure 90 millimeters. Now, it's going to be hard to convert 90 millimeters to, if you don't have obviously a metric ruler. It's like 3 3/34, 64ths, or 35 64ths. So what I have is this digital caliper here. It's got millimeters, and I got it set to 90 millimeters. So what I'll do is I'll mark from, we're going to the top half of this line here. I'm going to mark 90 right there. We're gonna mark 90 from the edge to here. So that'll give us a basics of where to set the stencils. So to get a little closer look, measuring from this corner up to here, the very top of this, that's 200 millimeters. From this to here, it's 200 millimeters. Then you put your tape line across. That gives you that basis. And then from the top edge, you measure from here to here, and that's 90 on both sides. And that's going to give you a place to put your templates. So let's stick the templates on there, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. So Spiked Performance provides these really cool templates. They are basically vinyls. So what you'll wind up doing is peeling this vinyl back, and you will line it up with your 90 mark. Right like that, and you will apply this vinyl to both sides. Let's get that done, and I'll show you. So now that we got the louver template installed, we'll go ahead and take this off because we don't need for it anymore. The fun part of cutting out in here as best as we can. Now remember, it's got to be pretty precise, but it doesn't have to be perfect because the louvers will cover it. There's a section here, if you can see right there, that'll cover your poopy cuts if you have any. So they're theoretically just going to sit in here like so. So basically where this lip is, all this area is what's going to get covered. Anything between halfway in here and over will get covered. Like I said, you want to be as good as possible, but don't freak out, don't overthink it. So I am going to be using a cutoff wheel. I did not go and get Dremels for this. I recommend highly to use a Dremel if you have them, and also to get like, I don't know, 15 or 20 bits metal cutting discs, because you will go through them if you're using a Dremel. In this case, I'm going to be using a cutoff wheel. And if you're using a cutoff wheel, please, 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 please be careful, because this will get really hot and you could potentially mess up your paint, especially if you don't have a race car like this one, and you'll be really, really sad. And I do not recommend that you get really sad. So be careful, take your time. I also recommend, if you have a regular street car, to tape all this off. Get some paper, get some newspaper, mask this off, and just hover all this and make sure you don't get any sparks over anything. That's also why they recommend taking the hood off, so you don't destroy your paint like this. So we're gonna get started. Really no excuse. Just wear your safety glasses, because it'll protect you in case something dumb happens. So please wear your safety. So one thing to consider while cutting your hood is that Miatas are aluminum, so heat will transfer through these a lot more than your standard metal hood would. They'll heat up faster, they might warp. Take it, you are putting hood louvers in, so they'll probably straighten it up. But if you're using something heavy like a cutoff wheel like I was, you have the potential to, one, get the paint hot, and two, warp the hood. You can see here we got the outer layer taken care of. So now what we'll be doing is cutting this inner layer. Ow, be careful with that. We'll be cutting this inner layer out and then proceeding to rivet the louvers on. So let's get the inner layer cut out and get things louvered in. Would you look at that? Now we got some holes. Look at that. Perfect. Let's put that one in there. Boom. I'm just kidding. It's not done yet. We'll just set this here in its happy little spot. Boom. All right. So now we will get to actually bolting them in or riveting them in. And then they'll be finally installed. So let's get to that step. Now that there's a giant hole in your hood on both sides, no worries. You can kind of see that my cuts aren't 100% perfect. They kind of overlapped here, overlap there. But the cool thing is, once you get these bad boys on, it's all going to be covered up and you won't see it. Next step is, this is a spot welding bit, but it's an 1/8 inch drill bit. You're going to drill the holes. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to drill a hole. We're going to drill one down here. And we're going to set a rivet in there. We're not going to rivet it in. We're going to set a rivet in there, come to the top, opposite, drill a hole there, set a rivet in there, and then go from there across and do the same thing for the other side. All right, so what I'm going to try to do is, like, there's a bottom lip right here and here. I'm going to try to line those up with the cuts here so you don't see them sticking out on both sides before I drill the hole. Amazing Performance Spike Performance provides you with your rivets and a super dope sticker, and we all know stickers make you go faster, so you don't got to worry about that. So let's start. Let's get this lined up, and I'm going to carefully drill a hole, and we will get the ball rolling. The sharper the bit, the better. Place a rivet in the hole here. Boom, like that. And then line it up. Go to the top left, make sure everything is lined up nice and neatly, which it looks to be. Notice I'm using pretty much the vent itself as a template. There's that. Perfect. Once you get that done, as you can see, I was telling you I lined up the bottom of this with the bottom of that, and the top same way. Once that's done, go ahead and start drilling your holes here, here, and here, all the way across, and then you can rivet them in. Do the same for both sides. So now we'll bust out our rivet gun. This is just a cheap Harbor Freight one that I bought originally for 20 bucks maybe. I don't really remember, but you're gonna put your 1/8 inch adapter on and you're gonna get to riveting. Would you look at that? Got a little bit of Lucas speed wax on here. Guys, that looks freaking sweet. I mean, they are on there pretty good. Take it as aluminum. I'll show you guys the underside. There's the underside. I cut the OEM stickers off. Whoops. But man, it looks, oh man, it looks so good. Let's get the hood on the car and then see what they look like on the car, which is gonna be like this, but on the car. Oh man, there we go. Look at that. Man, those look freaking sweet. The quality of these are so, like, they're really good stuff. I'm telling you, I recommend grabbing some, pick you up a pair from spikeperformance.com. They're just really good, and they look good, and they're just the perfect amount of venting. They don't overdo it. It's not like you have 20,000 vents on the hood. You get these 2 perfectly functioning vents, and they set the whole entire car off. I'm just going to show you how nice the quality is here, how fitted they are, how much time he takes to make sure these look really good, how accurate his stencils are. I literally didn't have to do any trimming. After I cut the template out to his exact, inside with his sticker, I didn't have to do any trimming extra to get these to fit at all. So that's really nice. All in all, guys, I rated this. It's not a very difficult install if you take your time. If you're not comfortable with this, I highly, highly recommend taking it to a shop and having them do it for you, because you can potentially damage your car, especially if it's not a race car like this. If you have something nice and you want to daily it, you can potentially damage the paint if you don't take your time. All in all, I rate this about 6.5 out of 10 in difficulty, maybe 7. Take your time and you'll have an awesome, awesome, awesome product and an awesome look and very functional. Thank you guys for watching this Spiked Performance NA hood louver install. I hope you enjoyed it. If you guys like this, please leave a thumbs up. If you didn't like this, leave a thumbs down. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment below. Would you rock these on your NA or NB? Let me know. As always, guys, get out there and do something. Chase your dreams. Never give up, because before you know it, you're going to be there. Love you guys. Bye. For flipping.